Hey guys, this is Punter. Welcome to the video. In this video, I will go over different sounds, the maximum distance you can hear each sound from, and other tips related to the topic. Before we get into the video, I'd like to mention some conditions related to the audio testing. I tested all the audio on my normal audio settings and my normal headset. I didn't crank it way up or anything like that. And that audio changes based on obstructions like terrain and buildings. So that most of these tests were done without obstructions, so we could get a clear distance on the maximum range you could hear certain things at. Also, I'd like to give a special thank you to my buddy, Yeezus McJesus, who helped me conduct the testing for this. It wouldn't have been possible without him, and it took us quite a few hours to get all this data, so I hope you enjoy. For the video, I'm not going to show you all our testing. I'm just going to show you the distances we came up with from our testing, and that video will be playing in the background. So here's a screenshot of the data that we got from our testing. This is only some of it. So there's a link in the description to the spreadsheet where you can find all the data. And this is the maximum range where you can still hear each item in the game. You'll notice on the spreadsheet that certain things like crows and horses are quite loud and can be heard from about 300 meters away. It's important to avoid these, obviously, but other things like crouch walking and sprinting are even much louder than you think they would be. Generally, this data will help you realize how loud you are, realize how loud enemy hunters are, and give you a good read on the distance they are away from you. I hope you find it useful. Let me know if it was useful to you down in the comments below. Now, I have some tips for you to make you a better hunter and hunt Showdown. Number one is to play with the same headset and audio settings every time you play Hunt. This will allow you to become familiar with the different sound distances, whether it is an enemy hunter sprinting, crouch walking, or an angry horse or crow set off. Whatever it might be, playing on the same settings all the time will allow you to become familiar with those distances and be able to zero in on enemy hunters easier. Tip number two is related to map knowledge. This will obviously come with more experience as you play the game more. But let's say you're at Fort Carmack and you hear enemies sprinting and you hear them on wood. Wood makes a different sound than mud does, and mud makes a different sound than concrete does. And the more you know the map, the more you can understand where your enemy's at. For example, if an enemy is on the outer wall of fort and you hear them sprinting, it's probably concrete, and you'll be able to set up your sights in the correct spot. Or if they're running between that outer wall and the main compound in fort, you'll be able to hear the mud and you'll be able to zero in on them easier. Tip number three is spawn locations. This is still related to map knowledge and sound, but the idea behind this is to know where enemy hunters may spawn, and then to play off the sound they make by guessing their next move. For example, let's say we're playing on Stillwater. Your team spawns at Chapel, another team spawns at Lumber. You know, you hear a gunshot, maybe from like a zombie grunt with a pistol, and that gives you an idea where they're at. You pick up your first clue, and the zone cuts off like this. A logical move is either to try and find the boss layer first, or to cut them off on their way down south, because most likely, they're going to head to docks, or they're going to head to livestock. This is an example of how you can use sound to set up ambushes, or to corner enemy hunters. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, consider liking and subscribing for more content. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. And you'll also find the link to the spreadsheet with the distance testing in the description. Thank you for watching.